Hello, good people and data analysts. My name is Greg, and here we are again with the Should I Join a Data Bootcamp FAQ series. And today we're going to be talking about should I join a master's program, a bootcamp, or a MOOC, an online course. And well, spoiler alert, there is no right answer. It completely depends on you. But let's jump into a framework about how to think about this. So the way I like to break it down is what do you put in and what do you get out? It's simple. It's kind of like a function equation. What goes in? What are the parameters? What do you get out of it? And depending on what you want and how much you're willing to put in, well, then you choose the option that's best for you. So let's go into each one of these. So let's start off with a MOOC actually. So this is an online course. Think about going to Udemy or Coursera or even sort of data dependent, not really. I'm not trying to do the boot camp thing, just supplemental exercises. But you go to one of those programs and you might get a certificate. So these things are generally on the cheaper side. It could be lower than 5K. It could be free. And I've seen a lot of programs that are usually like 30 weeks part-time, meaning you do this for maybe 6 months or so, and it's part-time. So it's night and weekends, which is really nice for busy schedules. And it's really nice if you're on a budget as well. So what do you get out of it? Well, you'll get some coding abilities, absolutely. But just understand that if you're doing this part-time, it may not be as in-depth as full-time. You're going to get some statistic skills. And again, they're capped, like your learning has a ceiling of how much you're willing to put in and how much structure you're going to give yourself, which sometimes MOOCs aren't the best for unstructured learning people, which is completely fine. It wasn't the best option for me. I went the data bootcamp route. And you'll also get a certification, but don't expect that certification to mean much. It'll appear on your resume. Technical recruiters may or may not know what the heck it is, and you're gonna have to rely on your learning and your grit rather than what is on your resume. Next up is a bootcamp. So think of this as a Galvanize, a what used to be called Zipfian, a Metis. There's a ton of different types of data science bootcamps out there, and you're generally going to put in about 17K tuition. This is the cost as of January 2021. It could be more by the time of this viewing of this video. Who knows? You're going to put in 12 weeks full time of your full time, and so I'm talking about the general boot camp here. There's a ton of different types of options, but by and large, the one that I support the most is going to be the 12 weeks full-time program. You're going to give up the stability of your current job, meaning if you're going to do this full-time program, it's likely your job's not going to let you take off for 3 months. So you're probably going to have to go away from that job and go to the boot camp. And you're also going to take on a career transition risk. So say you are let's use an extreme example. Let's say you're a writer and you want to get into data analytics. Well, you're taking a bet that this bootcamp is going to get you over into data analytics. Who knows? Maybe not, but you're taking a risk either way. What are you going to get out of it? You're going to get basic Python coding, basic stats analysis. And I say basic because by no means will you be an expert in it afterwards, but you're going to have the foundations. You're going to get a brand name on your resume that's a bit higher than the certificate because I'm guessing this bootcamp has a higher awareness, that has more awareness within the community than the certificate. You're going to get a student and connections network. And so you're going to be around all these students and you're going to feel connected with them and you're going to be in the trenches with them, learning a whole lot more than you will with the online course. You're going to get 12 weeks of a think tank, like-minded people who are on the same journey, which is part of that student connection building. But basically, it's a really powerful tool to be heads down on something for 12 weeks. It's amazing how much you can learn. And then also you're going to get light career counseling from this bootcamp as well. That's going to be kind of hands-on and tailored to your specific situation more than an online course or a MOOC could give to you. And then finally, let's talk about the master's program. So this is one I hear sometimes, which let me close this up just a little bit. This is one that I hear sometimes around, hey, should I go do a master's program, maybe at a Berkeley course, maybe at a NYU course or something along those lines. And that generally looks like 50 to 70K a year. And it usually looks like 1 to 2 years of your time. Now, that's a really big investment, not only on the monetary standpoint, but then also on your time standpoint as well. And what you want to make sure is that you're going to get the ROI on that investment. So it's a huge investment. I would want to make sure I get a huge ROI on that. So in addition to everything you got with the bootcamp, you're going to get a deeper understanding of technical and stats side of data. So it's just by definition, if you're doing Python coding for 2 years, you're going to get a whole lot better at it than if you're just doing it for 12 weeks full time. It's hard to argue with that. You're going to get an increased brand name. So I guarantee that if you have Berkeley or NYU on your resume, it's going to look a whole lot better than this boot camp that the technical recruiter may or may not even heard of. And then I'm going to say you're going to get a soft eligibility for more jobs. So brand name aside, having masters on your resume is going to be more powerful than boot camp. All right. So I say soft eligibility for more jobs because, well, it depends on if the technical recruiter is degree driven. They may or may not be. And just in general, employers like to see masters on your resume more than they like to see boot camp. And it might help you get through the gatekeeper a bit more. Your job is to understand your situation and see if all of these extra benefits are worth this extra time. If you're trying to add like a side skill set to your already we'll call it impressive background, and you're really just trying to augment your current skill set, well, then you may just want to go the boot camp route and you're going to become a powerhouse. If you're trying to switch kind of your career identity and really become a hardcore technical individual contributor, data analysis person or data science person, then maybe a master's program is for you. Either way, I know the decision is tough, and if you want to talk about it, I'm happy to give you my advice about what you're thinking about. Links in the description for a 30-minute session about your exact situation if you want to. So anyway, that is should you join a master's program, MOOC, or bootcamp. Thanks, and continue to follow along for 18 other questions about should I join a data bootcamp.